Oh, I can't believe you've done this.
My name's Paul. I'm probably best known as the I can't believe you've done this guy.
So basically, what I was thinking of was,
It's kind of sort of taken on a bit of a life of its own, really.
I can't believe you've done this!
It's basically a video where I get punched in the face, but was nevertheless a genuine reaction to being hit in the face.
I can't believe you've done this.
We didn't really have a plan. There wasn't really kind of any sort of structure in place or anything like that. The lead up to it essentially is that I pushed my mate Tim off the chair. So he sat there beforehand. He hit his head on a chest of drawers, and then I started to kind of ad lib something, which can pretty much kind of guarantee probably wouldn't have been as funny as what he ended up doing, which is upsiding me. No, it's not scripted at all. It wasn't scripted. It was a genuine reaction. It came completely out of the blue. So when it was originally uploaded to YouTube, I uploaded it as a bunch of underscores, basically. In my mind, it was completely unsearchable. It was just something that was just going to kind of sit there. That was kind of going to be it. And I'd probably, maybe share it with some friends and stuff like that. I didn't have any kind of aspirations for it to do numbers, as it were. That wasn't really a thing. It was just a case of it was like a dumb video. I don't know why. It felt like something that belonged on the internet. For whatever reason, it got picked up by 4chan, and then the rest of it is kind of history. I got a phone call from a friend who got in contact with me and basically said, "You've made the front page of break.com." I knew it was kind of going nuts at that point because other sites were picking it up and stuff. And my reaction to it initially was to put it on private. The moment I said it private, like a bunch of re-uploads started appearing online. And that was kind of the point where it started going a little bit nuts again, really. I think still to this day, I don't really fully understand how it got picked up by 4chan, but it got found out. I was 17, getting ready to kind of, start applying for university and stuff. And I thought, oh man, this is going to ruin everything. I got death threats off the back of it. Like, I just didn't touch YouTube again for another 14 years. I got an email one evening from YouTube saying it had been taken down for violating their policies on violent content, and seemed like a mad double standard, because you think about all the sort of really awful content that's on YouTube that stays up there, and nobody sort of says or does anything about it. Because I thought, obviously this has to be a mistake, and I don't think it was flagged. I think their algorithm maybe picked up on it or something like that, but there wasn't any kind of clear indicator for why that had happened. I woke up the next morning and they'd kind of made a decision on it, which was that they were standing by their decision and that it was going to get taken down within the week. I took to Twitter and posted a screenshot of the initial email that I got, and the internet just went nuts. Genuine kind of affection for that clip and an appreciation for it and, what it represents to people. Yeah, it was a really kind of heartwarming response. I wasn't expecting that at all. Memes come and go. For some reason, somehow, we didn't plan for it, but we struck upon something that seems to be insanely versatile. It's had staying power like nothing else. I was a huge fan of Vine. I loved Vine. I think when the internet lost Vine, that was a huge tragedy. And I didn't upload it to Vine. Somebody else uploaded it to Vine. But I remember that upload to Vine got 23 million loops or something insane like that. And that was, before the counter sort of stopped on it. I uploaded it to TikTok, and here we are less than 2 weeks later, and it's already got 2 million plays on TikTok. A whole new generation seems to have found it. It's a pretty versatile response to any given situation. That anything bad that happens, you can kind of apply to it. But it's also completely absurd. I imagine that it kind of taps into a bit of a British stereotype, stiff upper lip sort of thing, like, oh yeah, take it on the chin or take it on the cheek. And I think also the lack of context as well is probably something that has kind of kept people interested, but it does get referenced a lot in kind of music. Kill the Noise sampled it.
I can't believe you've done this.
Which is actually a really quite good bit of EDM. It got really extensively remixed on YouTube. There's a bunch of different remixes on it. I love memes. I love all that kind of culture. I've been heavily kind of invested in that stuff. So to kind of have been a part of that in some strange way was really, really great. I think it was September 2019, so pre-pandemic. There were a lot of climate change protests that happened in the UK. A bunch of people that I work with were kind of like, oh, well, we should go. And I, just as a joke, said, well, should I put a placard together, say, I can't believe you've done this to the planet? And I just hold that up. And I posted that on Twitter, and people really dug it, because I think it was the first time I really sort of acknowledged it. So I guess that was probably the point where I started sort of embracing it. First and foremost, I guess I just want to say thanks to everyone who stood up for it and made noise, because I do genuinely believe that if that hadn't happened, it would have gone. Like, it would definitely disappeared by now. And the fact that people cared enough to kind of kick off and sort of say to YouTube, "What are you doing?" To make them kind of react and sit up and pay attention, like, because it wasn't me who tagged them in. Like, people started tagging in YouTube, and a lot of quite prominent YouTubers as well also started sort of muscling in and saying that it wasn't right that that had happened. Yeah, I really appreciate that.